Okay, now I'd like to welcome Andy, publican here at the Cudlee Creek Tavern. We're just down in the beer garden. So Andy, can you just give us a bit of an overview, thanks to the history of the tavern and obviously the area that we're in at the moment?
Welcome, Scotty, to Cudlee Creek. Now, the name Cudlee is uniquely Aboriginal, first Australian. It's spelt without the Y on the end. There was an urban myth that the original Premier of South Australia used to bring his girlfriend here for cuddles. Not the case. It was actually named by the traditional owners of this land that we now sit on. Behind us you can see a bridge that was built here by Chaplain of Lou Fisher in 1917, no relation to me. And he loved the area so much he acquired 65 acres of land and built a tea room here. It was so successful that their bad days was 1,000 scones on a weekend they'd make here. The property then grew to become a caravan park and was licensed as a hotel only in 1980, but had very successful run as a mixed business, so to speak. So we now operate it as a caravan park with cabin accommodation, a 400 on-premise tavern restaurant facility, a nice beer garden where you can sit here by the Torrens, right next to the Torrens, the lifeblood of South Australia.
Beautiful.
And again, you can pop in and pick up your postal mail in the afternoon and have a beer as well. So we create a 4 o'clock swill every day.
Fantastic. Now, I'd just like to ask another question, just obviously the challenging year that we've had, obviously, over the last year, for obvious reasons. Just some of the positives that have come out of this, Andy, for the actual tavern itself and from a patronage viewpoint?
Well, we've enjoyed the COVID lockdown came after the Cudlee Creek fire of December 20th, 2019, and as a result of that, in our caravan park we had quite a lot of displaced people. So we actually had a population on site averaging 50 per night the whole lockdown period. But some of the problems that we faced was insulating our little island, so to speak, our caravan park from the outside world. All public toilets, for instance, were closed throughout Adelaide Hills and Adelaide in general. So people were driving into our caravan park during the day and night looking for public toilets. So we had to put pin pads to protect our patrons from any transfers as well from it. But on the upside, our postal business grew dramatically because everyone spent money on the internet and then they had to come to the pub to collect their parcels. So they thought they might stay for a beer or wine or whatever once we were reopened again. And during our lockdown, we operated as a bottle shop and we sold quite a lot of our own brand wine. We actually do a full range of Cudlee Creek brand wines, as well as we have our own beer, Cudlee Creek Draft, on tap.
Fantastic. And just finally, Andy, Wednesday nights, what happens here on a Wednesday night?
Wednesday night's meat tray night. It's something that Karen got off the ground, the other half of the business, back in a couple of months ago, and it's grown dramatically again for us to a reasonable outing. It's just a little community we have here. And Thursday night is our very famous all-you-can-eat schnitzel night for $9.90 a head. Knocked around by COVID because we've had it was a self-serve buffet arrangement. Now we have to serve until those restrictions are lifted, which has sort of killed our patronage. So it was a sellout every week until the rules changed. But we're hopeful that in very soon we'll get some good news to get back to normal with that as well, and that put us really on the map.
Fantastic, Andy. Well, look, thanks for participating with the interview with the AHASA. And for everyone that's watching, please get up to the hills or down to the hills and visit the Cudlee Creek Tavern. You'll have a great time. Beautiful location. Thanks, Andy.
Enjoy a glass of our Cudlee Creek wine or a pint of our Cudlee Creek Draft.
Beautiful. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for your time.